Hi, this is Sherry Veronica. All I can say is Toppin is not on top of the news. If he were on top of the news, he would have known that what's happening in St. Lucie was happening when the DLP was in power. If he were on top of the news, he would know that it has been going on for decades. He's a joke. But I'll play and let you hear what he's saying, okay? Entertainment. Here you go.
My name is Alvin Toppin, and I'm the Democratic Labour Party spokesperson for culture and creative arts. However, I want to speak to you today about a critical issue, and that is the discolored water issue impacting on the residents in the constituency of St. Lucie, culminating this week with a press statement from the Barbados Water Authority urging residents to boil the water from their tap. Now, during my engagement with constituents in the parish, they're angry. Their anger and their frustration is very apparent. They're angry because there's no communication from the government or the requisite agency as to when the issue is going to be resolved. As far as the residents are concerned, it's been going on far too long.
That means for decades, okay? For decades, when the DLP, when they were in power.
They're also frustrated because imagine having to pay a water bill for a service that you do not receive.
They haven't been receiving that service for decades when the DLP was in power.
Imagine having to purchase bottled water for drinking purposes, purchasing bottled water to cook. They can't buy white clothes. I have a friend and a constituent who said to me, Alvin, I have not bought anything white for years because it will just be discolored.
This has been happening not just for years. He's saying years, pointing to Mia Mottley. It's decades, probably from the time Barbados knew itself.
By the water, filters are not lasting. Toilets are being discolored. The situation is particularly distressing for the elderly, pensioners, and households currently under the cost of living crunch. They simply cannot afford to purchase bottled water for drinking, for cooking, and the elderly cannot afford to be lugging from their home to the community tanks and back with buckets or bottles of water. Only yesterday, via the press, the residents of St. Lucie, they spoke out and they have called for compensation.
Okay, they spoke out decades ago. They've asked not to pay their water bills years ago. People in St. Lucie, whatever they can get free, they want to get free decades ago.
And I support them 1,000%.
This actually no 1,000%, it's 100%. It has been going on for decades.
And I would recommend to the relevant agency that the residents of the constituency of St. Lucie, one, they pay no further bills until the situation is resolved. Two, that they are given a credit on their bills until the situation is resolved. Three, that the bills are greatly reduced until the situation is resolved.
That don't make no sense, because if they don't want to pay bills until the situation is resolved, how is a reduction bill until the situation is resolved? Those two statements are combative in and of itself. He's over speaking right here. It's either that they don't want to pay the bills or they want to pay reduced, but you can't have it all. And if it's happening for St. Lucie, even though you may think it is clear for the other parishes, you're getting dirty water anyhow. Your water is being siphoned through coral and limestone, and you know what that is, right? It's dead bodies. It's dead bodies. Here we go.
And four, simply fix the problem. It is as simple as that. Fix the problem.
If it's so simple, why didn't the DLP fix it? If it is so simple, why didn't he, when he was in power before, and the DLP when they were in power before, if it's so simple, why didn't they fix it? It's not simple. It's not simple because to dig up all of St. Lucie and re-outfit it with pipes and drainage and everything else, it's a monumental task. It's not easy. So maybe he has money stashed away somewhere where he can foot the bill for all of St. Lucie to be dug up and new sewer systems put in place so that people there can probably get clear water, which is still not going to be good water because it's being siphoned through death. Coral, limestone, dead bodies. Here we go.
Now, I heard the Honorable Prime Minister at the St. Lucie Parish Speaks say that they, whoever they may be, know what the problem is. She identified the problem as being vexatious. Yes, it is vexatious to the residents of the constituency of St. Lucie. She even mentioned that we have a 19th century water system in the 21st century. But if you know what the problem is, but still you can't fix it, maybe it means we also have a 19th century government in the 21st century. Now,
at this point, how does he sound to you? Look at that. At this point, how does he sound to you? Does he sound as though he's making sense to you? Does he sound as though he's making sense to you? If it's a 19th century problem, and it's going to take 21st century money to do it, why didn't he do it? Why didn't they do it? Why didn't the DLP do it? It has been going on for decades, from the time St. Lucie was St. Lucie.
Rather than have press conferences talking about not prosecuting people, I want money, and this issue about taint, because taint is the hot topic on social media today. All people are talking about his taint. I will say to the government of Barbados, I will say to the Barbados Water Authority, the constituents of the good parish of St. Lucie, they don't want money. All they want is the taint removed from the discolored water.
Okay, what does a good parish, what does he mean by good parish? You mean it's better than the other parishes? What does he mean by the good parish of St. Lucie? And like I said, that he's trying to be funny, talking about taint removed from the water. All water in Barbados should be filtered. All the water in Barbados should be filtered, because you have grown accustomed to something doesn't mean that that's something that you have grown accustomed to is good. It just means that you have gotten accustomed to it. Okay, you've gotten accustomed to it. You're molded by it. You grew up with it, and your body has adjusted for it. But it doesn't mean that it's good water. It does not mean that you're drinking good water. Okay, let me hear what this joker how he's going to finish off.
Barbados.
Oh, whoever stopped it. I didn't. But yeah, okay. Alvin Toppin, you are a joke. This is Sherry Veronica.
Help me spread the word about Naked Departure via social media. Subscribe and share to show support and love for our channels.